Me 21, college junior, dyed-hair feminist. My major is literally gender studies. Spend my days dismantling the patriarchy. One angry Tumblr post at a time. My life is a righteous crusade against toxic masculinity. My final boss. My own father. Be my dad 60. Emotionally constipated boomer works a soul-crushing job in finance to pay for my gender studies degree. The irony is lost on him. His idea of a deep conversation is asking if I've checked the tire pressure on my car. He's the living embodiment of everything I'm fighting against. The silent, stoic patriarch who rules his home with an iron fist of emotional unavailability. Be my mom, the classic tradwife. Her entire personality revolves around my dad, what he wants for dinner, what time he'll be home, whether his favorite show is recording. She's a sweet woman, but I see her as a victim of a bygone era, a prisoner in a gilded cage of her own making. Our family dinners are a battlefield. I come armed with the latest feminist theory. He parries with infuriating silence. I'll be like, Dad, we need to talk about the inherent misogyny of the nuclear family structure. He'll just chew his steak and say, this is a little tough. My mom will just nervously refill his glass of water. It's a stalemate of epic proportions. I have a boyfriend, Chad. He's a senior, captain of the debate team. He's a male feminist. Of course, he's read all the right books, uses all the right buzzwords. He's perfect. He calls my dad the warden behind his back. I laugh, but it feels a little off. Chad has his moments, like the time I was telling him about my study group for a big exam. It was me and two other guys. Chad's jaw tightened. You're the only girl. Yeah, so I just don't trust guys. You know, they're all pigs. I thought it was a little much, but then I figured he was just being protective, a good feminist ally. Fast forward to Thanksgiving break. I bring Chad home for the first time. It's like introducing a vegan to a butcher shop. Chad lays it on thick with my mom, Mrs. Last Name. This is the best turkey I've ever had. You're a culinary genius. My mom blushes with my dad. He's more patronizing. So, Mr. Last Name, what's it like being a master of the universe in the big, bad world of finance? My dad just grunts and carves the turkey with surgical precision. The whole dinner is a cringe-fest. Chad is trying to educate my dad on the gender pay gap. My dad is just staring at him like he's a bug. I'm trying to play mediator, but it's a disaster. After we drop Chad off at his dorm, the car ride home is silent. Then, out of nowhere, my dad speaks. I don't like him. You don't even know him. I know his type. What? A man who believes in gender equality. He just shakes his head. Something's not right with that boy. I just roll my eyes. What would he know about right and wrong? A few weeks later, the bombshell drops. I come home from class to find my mom in tears. The house is a mess. She's been drinking. What's wrong? It's your father. He's having an affair. My blood runs cold. Of course he is. It all makes sense now. The long hours at the office, the emotional distance, the secret phone calls. It's the oldest story in the patriarchal playbook. I'm filled with a righteous fury. I'm not just angry for my mom. I'm angry for all women. This is the moment I've been training for my whole academic career. Has led to this, the ultimate showdown with the ultimate patriarch. My dad comes home a few hours later. He looks tired, defeated. I don't care. I launch into him like a guided missile of feminist rage. How could you do this to her? After everything she's sacrificed for you, what are you talking about? Don't play dumb. We know about your affair. My mom is sobbing in the background. It's a symphony of female pain and male betrayal. My dad looks genuinely confused. I'm not having an affair. Liar. You're just like all the other men. You use women up and then throw them away when you're bored. I'm quoting from my gender studies textbook at this point. It's a flawless performance, but then something unexpected happens. My dad's face, usually a mask of stoic indifference, contorts with a raw, primal anger I've never seen before. You have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, I think I do. I've been studying men like you my whole life. He looks at my mom, then back at me. His voice is low, dangerous. You want to know the truth? Fine. Let's get a paternity test. The words hang in the air like a death sentence. My mom lets out a strangled gasp. I'm stunned into silence. A paternity test? What does that have to do with anything? Is he trying to change the subject? Is he that much of a coward? My mom is hysterical. How could you even suggest such a thing? She's your daughter. His eyes are locked on me. Is she? The question is a poison dart. It hits me right in the heart. I can't breathe. I agree to the test. I do it out of pure, unadulterated spite. I want to rub his nose in it. I want to see the look on his face when he's proven wrong. I want to watch him grovel for forgiveness. This will be his ultimate humiliation, the final crushing blow to his patriarchal ego. The next few weeks are a living hell. The house is a mausoleum of unspoken words. My mom is a ghost, drifting from room to room, her eyes red and swollen. My dad is a stone statue, his face unreadable. I retreat to my campus life. To Chad, he's my rock. Your dad is a monster, he says, holding me tight. He's trying to gaslight you, to make you doubt your own reality. It's classic male manipulation. He's so smart he gets it the day the results are due. I go home. The three of us are in the living room. It feels like we're waiting for a verdict. The mailman comes. My dad goes to the mailbox. He comes back with a white envelope. His hands are shaking. Good, I think. Let him sweat. He opens it. His eyes scan the page. And then he breaks. A sound comes out of him that I've never heard before. A guttural, wounded sob. He sinks to his knees. The paper flutters to the floor. I pick it up. My hands are trembling now too. I read the words. Probability of paternity, 0%. The world stops spinning. The floor falls out from under me. I look at my mom. Her face is a mask of pure, unadulterated terror. The truth comes out in a torrent of sobs and confessions. It was a one-night stand, a stupid mistake, a moment of weakness. It was right before she and my dad got married. She was scared, ashamed. She never told anyone. She just hoped it would go away. My dad, my father, the man who raised me. He's not my biological father. The affair my mom was so convinced he was having. It was a projection of her own guilt. A story she told herself to make her own betrayal seem less monstrous. My dad, he knew he'd suspected for years. He saw the little things, the differences in appearance, the way I didn't share any of his mannerisms, but he loved me. He loved me as his own. So he said nothing. He buried his doubts, his pain, and he raised me. He put me through school. He taught me how to drive. He checked the tire pressure on my car. He did all the things a father is supposed to do, and he did it all knowing that I wasn't his emotional distance, the thing I'd always resented him for. It was a defense mechanism, a way to cope with the silent, gnawing pain of a love that was built on a lie. He poured everything he had into his work, into providing for us. It was the only way he knew how to be a father. A husband. He gave up on the emotional part because he didn't know what was real and what was fake. He just focused on what he could control. Our safety, our comfort, our future. The family implodes. My dad packs a bag and leaves. He needs time, space. He tells me he still loves me, that I'll always be his daughter, but I can see the raw, gaping wound in his eyes. A wound that's been festering for 21 years. A wound that I, in my blind, arrogant crusade, ripped open with my bare hands. I'm left alone with my mom. She's a stranger to me now, a woman I don't even know. My entire life has been a lie. My oppressive patriarch was a martyr. My damsel in distress mother was the architect of his pain. I go to Chad. I need comfort, reassurance. I pour my heart out to him. I tell him everything. I'm expecting him to hold me, to tell me it's going to be okay, but he just looks at me with a cold, calculating expression. Wow, he says, that's rough. See, this is what I've been telling you. You can't trust anyone. Your dad's a cuck and your mom's a liar. You're better off without them. The words hit me like a slap in the face. He then puts his arm around me. Hey, you should move in with me. We can start a new life, just the two of us. We'll be each other's family. And in that moment, I see him for what he really is. Not a feminist ally, not a sensitive soul, a predator, a wolf in sheep's clothing. He used the language of my ideology to manipulate me, to isolate me, to control me. He saw my vulnerability as an opportunity, my family's tragedy as his personal gain. I break up with him on the spot. I walk out of his apartment, and I don't look back. I'm completely alone. My family is broken. My relationship is a lie. My entire belief system is in shambles. A month goes by. I get a call from my dad. He wants to meet. We go to a dingy little diner on the outskirts of town. He looks older, Thinner, but there's a new clarity in his eyes, a sense of peace. Almost we talk for hours for the first time in my life. We actually talk. He tells me about his life, his dreams, his disappointments. He tells me about the pressure he felt to be the provider, the protector, the silent burden of masculinity that I'd always dismissed as privilege. He tells me why so many men are giving up on marriage. It's not because they're afraid of strong women. It's because they're afraid of being disposable, of pouring their entire lives into a family, only to have it all taken away in an instant, of being seen as nothing more than a walking ATM, of being accused, judged, and condemned without a fair trial, of a system that's designed to protect women, but often at the expense of men's basic human dignity. He talks about his friends who have been through divorces, men who lost their homes, their children, their life savings, men who were treated like criminals simply for being men. He's not angry, not bitter, just tired of the game, tired of the fight. I listen, and for the first time, I understand. I see the world not in black and white, but in infinite shades of gray. I see that men can be victims too, that feminism, in its noble quest for equality, has sometimes lost sight of the humanity of the very people it claims to be fighting against. I don't abandon my ideals. I still believe in a world where women are treated with respect and dignity. But I realize that true equality isn't about tearing down men. It's about building a world where everyone, regardless of gender, is treated with compassion and understanding. We leave the diner, the sun is setting. My dad puts his arm around me. It feels different now, not the awkward, obligatory gesture of a distant patriarch, but the warm, comforting embrace of a man who has been to hell and back, and has somehow, against all odds, found his way home. We still have a long way to go. Our family may never be the same, but for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm seeing my father for who he really is, not a symbol, not a stereotype, but a human being, flawed, wounded, but ultimately a good man. And as we walk to the car, I check the tire pressure just in case.